we're back traveling south again, this time having left Brunswick Landing, and we went the ocean side from Brunswick down to Fernandina. Then it got rough. We overnighted there at Anchor, had a great time, and then went intracoastal to St. Augustine for the Super Bowl. That was a blast. And then from there to Daytona. We picked up our nephew, Blake, along the way. And then at this point, we're in Ormond Beach, and we will be heading out in a few days after some fun to Cocoa Village. We always like that. It's a great stop. Highly recommend it. There's a nice marina there and a really nice town with good restaurants and bars and all that stuff. Little museum. Then from there we'll go to Vero to Stewart to probably Key Biscayne. We like No Name Harbor there. No Name Harbor. And then from there to Rodriguez Key, then Key West. God willing, that's our plan. And so we'll catch up with you there. But before we could head off on this journey, we had to clean up a dirty boat. So pretty much from morning to night for those next few days, we were washing, scrubbing, and polishing and getting everything ready for that long, salty journey. Lisa and I always find it so captivating, the shimmering of the water at certain times, especially first thing in the morning when the sun has just gone up and when the waves are exactly right. It really looks like sparkles and diamonds all over the water. At this point, we're heading east, straight out of Brunswick, with St. Simon's Island on our port side, and on the starboard, Jekyll Island, getting ready to hang a right outside of that channel marker and head south. Well, we made it to Fernandina Beach, which is on the backside of Amelia Island, which is there's a cute little town we might go explore if we've got enough fuel in our dinghy motor. So we're anchored out here, and what they don't show you, we've anchored here one other time, is right over here is a big old stinky paper factory, paper mill. So you got all this beauty around you, and if the wind blows a certain way, it gets stanky. I don't know why they let them build that there, because it's right here in beautiful marshlands. But it is what it is. Still not a bad day, and there's the generator spitting out. It's all good. AFF, all for fun. Well, we watched the sun go down and cooked dinner back on the back bar and went to bed early so we could get up just as early and head to St. Augustine. And here comes the Dolphin Patrol. Jumping on our bow. Well, a couple hours south of Fernandina, as you get into Jacksonville, is really one of my least favorite parts of the trip. You're on this stretch for over an hour, and it's a no-wake zone, but nobody seems to obey it. They go blasting by you right past these homes and their docks, and when you get on the radio and say anything about it, they just pretty much laugh at you. But before dark, we were docked in St. Augustine, but not before discovering an odd problem with our bow thruster, which we would take care of in the morning. We had a diver come early in the morning and blast the tunnel of the bow thruster to get all the barnacles out. He's one of the only guys I've ever heard do this, but it kind of scared me a little bit. It was so loud, high pressure. But it worked. Well, after a light breakfast and a quick walk, we met up with our nephew Blake, who would help us cruise on down to Daytona Beach. But as we got right into that area, the nice sunny day turned into a flat out whiteout of fog. It was really interesting, and the fog stayed until, probably a half mile before we came up on our marina at Halifax Harbor, our favorite place in Daytona Beach to stay. So thank you, Lord, for opening it up for us, and we had an easy time docking with a little bit of wind. So to end today's cruise, we have come into this fog bank that really doesn't show up on camera very well, but it is heavy, sometimes almost no visibility, and that's what we're up against in the last 10 miles of our cruise, just relying on charts and got every light on the boat on and honking and everything else.
I was gonna say right before you told me that, after going below deck and taking a pee and coming up, it already feels like it's brighter up here.
Or is there a train?
There could be a train, yeah. You are within earshot of the railroad tracks, but I don't think that's what you're hearing.
Well, as I say, we went from concern as we were going through all of these bridges to Joy, where you can see just a very nice, little bit of cloudy sunset there. So we made it in fine and dandy and had a great night there in Daytona. Next, we were off to Cocoa Beach at Cocoa Village, one of our favorite places to go. It's a great little town, and on the way you pass right by the Kennedy Space Center and that whole Cape Canaveral Space Coast. And if you're lucky enough to be there at night, like we were, you're able to see a rocket go up. So that's always a fun treat when you're sitting at anchor or in a marina and it's a nice dark night. Well, what I'm trying to say in this crazy clip right here is that it was very windy. We had to get out the door first thing in the morning to get down to Vero because we broke the golden boating rule and told somebody we would meet them. That's Lisa's aunt and uncle. They live in Vero Beach, so we had to go. Or else we would have just stayed on a day like that. It wasn't that there were really big waves. We were just on the Intracoastal Waterway. We didn't go outside. But the wind was really annoying. It was a little bit hot to have the Bimini blocking at front, so I left it open. But it was like you had a fan just blowing you right in the face. I don't know why I didn't go down to the lower helm, honestly. But I didn't. And we made it on in fine and had a great evening running around Vero Beach. We love that place. We did something that's rare for us. We got up at 6 o'clock because we stay up too late, and we got out of the marina at first light, which was good. We just pulled out of Vero Beach, and I've got a little bit of mist and fog on the isinglass this morning, but you can see there's nobody else on the water. So we're heading all the way down to West Palm today. Should be pretty fun. Well, here's a beautiful sight as we approach Stewart, Florida. There is a regatta going on this morning. It's beautifully seen along the edge there. All those sails. I don't know how they keep track of each other or what they're doing. I'm not a sailor, but I love the visuals. Cousin Bo would know. Well, we got a guy coming along for a ride. Pelican, he ran into my flying bridge and he's just been sitting down there. this hitchhiker is doing here. What's wrong, buddy? Are you scared? Are you okay? What happened to you? Are you hurt? I see your foot has a little boo-boo. Yes. Well, I'll let you ride along. You can ride all you want. You can ride all you want. All the way to West Palm. Okay, buddy. You just take your time.
Boca Raton. This is one of the mini bridges on the ICW here, heading south. A nice resort here. They have a surfing kind of attraction. The kids can even sit on their surfboards and ride it up it to the top. And a nice restaurant and a swimming pool. So, really nice area. We've got a couple more minutes to wait until it's time for the bridge to open. It opens on schedule on the hour and 40 minutes past the hour. So somebody heading southbound behind us and somebody northbound in front of us, so hopefully we can all make it through at the same time. Look at this cloud hanging over us. Looking forward to riding underneath that.
Well, as we approached West Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale and Miami, the boats just keep getting bigger and more beautiful everywhere you look. From old Trumpies to super mega yachts. It's really something to see. Well, we are anchored down in West Palm, which is a nice anchorage. I believe this is Lake Worth, and it's a beautiful evening. You can see the city down there and the Palm Bay Club, I think it's called. It looks like Mar-a-Lago. And see if I can get you down here. The super yachts over here. I think they're maybe traveling up from the Miami boat show, but I mean, they're beyond yacht size. They are ships over there. If you like that kind of thing. Beautiful night. All the anchor lights are on. Everywhere. This is a big anchorage. All the way up to Peanut Island up there. All those are anchor lights.
Here's the Coast Guard patrolling the bridge. And there's some security on this side of the bridge.
Thank you. And after that last bridge, it's always good to pull into Bahia Mar there in Fort Lauderdale, right on the beach. We really like that marina, and it gives us a chance to stretch our legs and walk on the white sand and find plenty of places to eat. And there's a lot of great boat gawking to be done in that area as well. Well, after a nice meal, we got to bed early so that we could get up first thing in the morning for a short trip through Miami and then on to Key Biscayne. And then we nestled up in the little no-name harbor with a bunch of sailboats. So this is a very big house. There's their boat. Pretty common in South Florida. Can't even see around the corner how big it really is. This is in the Miami area as we're heading out toward Key Biscayne. A lot of unique buildings along here. So here we are on Biscayne Bay, only a few miles left. In fact, I think you can see the lighthouse up above there at the very edge. We've just left Miami area and we are heading to No Name Harbor for the night. That's kind of a staging place for a lot of people that are waiting for good weather to head over to the Bahamas. So it's usually pretty full right outside of it as well as right in it. Pretty unique. It has a nice park and everything you can dinghy over to and walk, and even a decent restaurant. The challenge is, look, we're in 9.4 feet of water way out there in the middle of the bay. I mean, there is just never any deep water around. Doesn't matter if we're in the Gulf of America or we're cruising outside. Until you get out pretty darn far, like when we cross to the Bahamas, then you get into some very, very deep water. Well, we're anchored here tonight. We're all the way down right there. Only a couple power boats with us. This guy over here, and then there's a Viking back there. So, mostly all sailboats. SonChaser's sitting, waiting, going around a little bit. We pass Cape of Florida lighthouse, leaving Miami area, heading to Key Largo. We had a not so great anchorage last night in No Name Harbor. Our anchor was not holding in the strong winds that came in the middle of the night. So I ended up basically, we had to totally reset the anchor, and I had to basically sleep on the back couch and keep an eye on boats the whole time, make sure we weren't getting close to anybody, which at one point we were within probably 10 feet of another boat. I don't know how we drug or if we just had out too much scope or something, but anyway, so far it's beautiful right now. We got, a good 4 or 5 hours to go to Key Largo. The Dolphin. They're right on our nose.
Miami Marine Patrol. We got a caravan seaplane inbound. The cut will be on the water in 3 minutes. 3 minutes, westbound landing.
They peeled off, please. Hello, buddy. He's pulling his dinghy, which is a 34-foot. Marina Del Mar, and there's SonChaser sitting right there with the striped bow in line there. It's a good place. Well, we sat around and relaxed a bit after that run, and then made our way around Marina Del Mar, which is pretty neat. It's got a couple good bars right on the water there, and around the corner there's numerous bars and restaurants, and there's also 2 swimming pools, all within just a few steps of our dock. So we had a pretty good time there. Had our last meal of that stay, and then prepared to get up very early for us and hit it first thing in the morning. Well, it's 6:09. Trying to get out of here this morning as soon as there's enough light to see. So if we can make first light, it looks like it's going to be better seas, we're hoping. This is what you see, yeah.
Hey, look at the snowman.
Yeah. Lisa's pointing out a snowman made from buoys up there. Looks like something Tom Hanks would do. We're going to an area called Crash Corner next, which you can see on there's a 90-degree turn, and you don't want to meet somebody there. so you call ahead. This is a rare sight for the SonChaser crew. Sun up and heading out. We rarely make sun up. It's almost always a try and barely miss. After going on 12,000 miles, and it's just too hard to get up and out. Too many things to do. But today, I hope is a very special and joyful day for everybody. Well, to our starboard side, there's Rodriguez Key. We had anchored there before. It's just off of Key Largo. We anchored right over there, as that boat did, for our crossing over to Bimini last year. It's a really nice anchorage, and little did we know when we started heading out that way to Bimini, it was rough as a cob, but it was still a great trip. Really memorable. After cruising for 10 straight days, we decided to just hang back and take in the wildlife that was plentiful in the marina. And we took advantage of the 6 pools that they had there and the kayaks and the workout room, and took lots of long walks and had pina coladas and painkillers by the pool as often as we could, while we readied for our guests that were coming in. My brother and sister-in-law were first to arrive, followed by 2 of our daughters, and we welcomed them all onto SonChaser. Well, next time on Cruising SonChaser, we'll show you everything that we did in Key West. From anchorages to sandbars, and from sandbars to real bars. We had visits with some Nashville friends that are also here on their boat, as well as a coincidental surprise couple that we ran into while on a scuba boat. So lots of fun ahead. We look forward to seeing you as we finish Key West and head to the Bahamas.